My grandparents passed away when I was very young. They left me an inheritance that would have paid for my education and helped me get started. I would have been in a good place if my parents had left it alone. My cousins and older sister are all debt-free and own their own homes. My dad decided that he could do better than the account my grandfather left my money in. I got $27,000 when I was old enough to get my money. That was about 10% of what everyone else got. My parents also lost a bunch of money that had been left to my mom. I've cut my parents out of my life. They were not invited to my wedding and have not met my children. My sister is child-free, so I have their only grandchildren. My parents want to be a part of their lives. I said that if they replace my money with interest, I would forgive them and allow them to meet my children. They say that I'm being ridiculous and that the amount of money I'm asking for would put a huge dent in their retirement fund. I asked them how much they would have if my idiot father didn't think he knew better than my grandfather. My sister thinks I'm being mean. I told her she was welcome to give me her money if she didn't think it was a factor. She said she wasn't gonna do that. I also suggested she go have a child as she wants them to have grandchildren. Once again, that wasn't an option. It's been years, obviously, and I'm still angry that they stole my future just for my father's ego, to show he could turn a profit by investing like my grandfather did. Am I the idiots for telling my parents they could be a part of my children's lives if they gave me back my inheritance? Edit, my sister was old enough to get her inheritance. My mom lost a bunch of her money too. A huge dent in their retirement fund means they have it and they owe it to you, so it's not a dent, it's restitution. I'm curious, do you have actual proof they lost money through bad investments? Is it possible they simply shifted the assets to their own retirement accounts? Not the idiot. I'd be taking them to court over it. If they took your inheritance, then it would be theft. You were a minor and your parents were trustees of your inheritance. They should have sought professional advice if they were not qualified to invest the money. You have to be monumentally irresponsible to lose 90%. Check your local laws. I think you're entitled to a full accounting from your parents, i.e. they have to provide details of how they managed to lose 90%. I'm a suspicious person. How could they have lost 90% of your inheritance, but not their own retirement money? I would also check if you're still able to sue them. Just tell them you're kind in not suing them and getting them embarrassed in public for their stupidity. Funny how Dad knew better with OP's money but not his retirement fund. The dude was gambling but not with his own nest egg. That's the irritating part. Your dad was day trading, wasn't he? Day trading, unless you're a professional, is basically gambling. So your dad gambled the money away. My husband has a family member with whom the same thing happened. He doesn't feel the weight of his actions. People make mistakes, but he robbed your economic stability and ability to start your adulthood debt-free from you. That is a big deal. Your mom chose to allow your dad to gamble with her money. You did not, and that is what you tell them. Who wants to bet the only or biggest reason sister is siding with OP's parents is to get them off her back about having children of her own? Family doesn't automatically mean access to children. You gave them terms and it's up to them to decide. They blew that money and they owe it to you. It wasn't left to them, it was left to you. You are not being mean, you're being logical and realistic. That's the price of interacting with their grandchild. Hey up or shut up. This is a hill to die on. But family is a stupid reason to keep or allow abusive people in your life. So I, 33 male, just got married last weekend, and what was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives turned into this whole drama fest, and I really don't get why. My wife, Sarah, 30 female, and I have been together for 5 years, and I've always been a straightforward, no-nonsense guy. I show my love through actions, not words. I care for her, am loyal, and have always been there when she needs me. When it came to planning the wedding, I didn't think writing vows was a big deal. We're busy people, and between work, wedding planning, and life in general, I didn't really have the time, or honestly the interest, to sit down and write some long sappy speech. I mean, she knows I love her, right? I don't need to prove it with words. I figured the wedding itself, the whole event, was enough to show my commitment. Plus, I've never been good with words. I'm more of an actions speak louder kind of guy. The night before the wedding, Sarah asked if I have my vows ready, and I just casually told her, no, I didn't write anything down, but I'll say something on the spot. She looked slightly surprised, but I didn't think much of it. I mean, we're about to get married. Why stress over some words when the whole point is that we're making a lifelong commitment? Fast forward to the ceremony. The officiant asked me to say my vows, and I just winged it. I said something like, I love you, I'll always be there for you, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Short, sweet, and to the point. I thought it was fine. But when I looked at Sarah, she had this crushed look on her face, like, I didn't understand what the big deal was. She's getting the commitment, right? That's what matters. After the ceremony she was quiet and I could tell she was upset, but I didn't get why. Later some of her friends and even a couple of mine came up to me saying I messed up by not preparing vows, that it looked like I didn't care, and that Sarah deserved better. One of her bridesmaids even dead said I embarrassed her in front of everyone. I was like, seriously? We're married now, that's what counts, not some cheesy speech. When I talked to Sarah later, she said she felt hurt that I didn't put any effort into the vows and made her feel like I didn't care as much as she does. I told her that was ridiculous. I married her, didn't I? That's the ultimate proof of how much I care. Why should I have to spell it out in front of everyone? Honestly, everyone's overreacting. The wedding was beautiful, and at the end of the day we're married. That's what matters. I didn't see the point in making a big deal out of a few words when I was already committed to spending my life with her. But now I'm here because people are acting like I'm the worst husband ever for not writing vows. Am I the idiot for not writing wedding vows because I didn't see the point when my actions should speak for themselves? You are the idiot. You spent more time writing this post than you spent preparing for this huge moment in your and your wife's life. Just what the heck? Literally, 7 paragraphs about how unimportant vows are. I was just a man of action who doesn't know how to word or write and is blatantly arguing when his friends, family, bridal party, and wife are all telling him that this was terrible. This marriage will be over by Christmas. OP, what you said at your wedding was lackluster for people to comment on them. I find your claim to not understand why Sarah was hurt disingenuous because you said she looked crushed at the altar. That's a good point. I can imagine these 3 same sentences spoken with greater emotion by a tender groom with lots of eye contact and perhaps tears, coming off as very moving to others at the wedding. You didn't do the bare minimum, and probably sounded as flippant in person as you do here. Man, you are so the idiot that I don't have the human language to describe how much. You were thoughtless and careless. If your wife looks crushed on your wedding day, you should not need the internet to tell you messed up. I remember my 25-year-old son explaining to me that he never bought flowers for his girlfriend because he thought they were a waste of money. After all, they were expensive and didn't last long. I said the flowers aren't for you. You're buying them to bring joy to your girlfriend. Your vows weren't for you, OP. Oh, 100% you are the idiot. You're lucky she didn't leave you at the altar. When my brother, 22 male, and Ahi, 20 female, were around 14 and 16, we were told that when we graduated high school, our options were to go to college and get a part-time job to pay for stuff like gas and our phone bills and whatever else we wanted. Don't go to college and get a full-time job and pay rent or move out. We were also told we only had $20,000 each in our college accounts, and we'd have to get loans for everything else. We both started out at community college. I changed my major 3 semesters in, so I'm starting over. Still in community college for another 2 or 3 semesters. We're also fortunate that there are 3 state schools and many private universities within an hour of my house. My brother chose 1 hour and a half away, so he'd have to get an apartment. He quit his job in June and keeps making excuses as to why he can't get another one, so they're paying $1,600 a month for his apartment, and another $500 directly to him for food, gas, etc. Community college is free in my state, and I have scholarships and Pell Grants that cover anything school-related, so my college account is untouched right now. I also work 2 part-time jobs. I'm a local dance academy teacher and a party princess on weekends. They both pay pretty well. My dance teacher job pays me $35 an hour and I work 10 to 15 hours a week depending on the session. Party princess varies, but my rates start at $150 for 45 minutes and can go to $500 depending on what the parents select. I have a website where the parents can choose the time slot and the basic activities for the time slot, like a ballerina, story time, game, tattoos, performance, cake and face painting. I work up to 6 parties on a weekend and can do 20 a week during the summers, and I've been doing this for 3.5 years. My parents knew my business was good, but they didn't know how good it was until I traded in my 2012 Civic for a 2024 CR-V hybrid and paid the difference in cash. Now suddenly my parents are telling me that I need to pay rent and help out since I'm not really in school. My classes are mostly online because I like the flexibility that it allows. I asked why they're suddenly asking now, and they said it's because they're struggling. I asked why they're giving my brother $2,100 a month if they're struggling, but they said he needs to help. I finally told them I was holding up my end of the bargain. I go to school and work to pay for my car insurance, phone bill and any extras I want. They let me stay here for free while I'm in school. If they really need the money this badly, they should tell my brother that he needs to get a job, get student loans, or transfer to one of the schools driving distance from home, but I won't be paying rent until he does. They think I'm being difficult and unfair and brought up how they paid for my dance and gymnastics growing up. I was a competitive dancer until I was a teen and I'm a level 8 gymnast, but they also paid for my brother to be on his travel baseball team and got him a private coach, so it evens out. I'm still refusing to pay rent, and I'm considering moving out and renting a room or living with my grandparents, but I wanted to know if I was the idiot for saying I won't pay rent until my brother does. Not the idiot. Your parents are teaching your brother to be an entitled, lazy idiot. They should be proud of what you do, not asking for money that they chose to foolishly give your brother. Hold your ground or move in with someone else. Your mom and dad aren't doing your brother a favor. He will be missing life lessons like being responsible and independent. You seem very ambitious and accomplished at a very young age. Congratulations. What you earn is yours. Your parents' poor decisions on where they send their cash is their problem. But he's their baby boy. My sister did this on a much smaller scale to my niece. She worked 2 jobs, 60 hours a week during the summer. She and her brother shared a car at college, but she had to pay for all the gas and insurance because she had more money. My mom also said Matthew needed the car more for dates. I said his sister needed it to not be her coming home late from campus. Today, my nephew is an entitled piece of crap. I've been visiting my girlfriend's house and her sister, who is a tween, has stolen my phone, my keys, my watch, etc. She likes to hide my stuff and give me clues on where to find it all. My girlfriend and her family seem to find this charming and adorable, but I find it annoying when I'm trying to dig my phone out from behind the fridge because she decided to put it there. Her sister justifies it by saying she deserves my stuff more, and I can win it back. I just find it bizarre her parents aren't really doing anything about it. I talked to my girlfriend about it, and said her sister is a brat, stealing and hiding all my stuff, which is really getting on my nerves. I don't find it funny like they do. I also said I don't like that their parents are so fine with it. My girlfriend said I was being harsh. She's a kid and she's just doing what kids do. She said she's not being a brat, and you can't get mad at a kid for acting like a kid. I don't get this at all because I wasn't stealing people's crap when I was a kid. Kids can know how to behave, but I also grew up with Asian parents who are pretty straight, especially when it comes to inappropriate behavior around guests. If I behaved that way with a guest, my parents would be upset immediately. So I told her the first bar and said I don't care if she's a kid, she needs to stop stealing my stuff and give back what she stole. She said she thinks I'm being unreasonable, expecting her sister to act like she's an adult, but she'll talk to her parents. However, it's hard to get her to behave because she's so young. But yeah, she doesn't seem happy that I'm annoyed by her sister. Am I the idiot here? She's not a toddler, she should know better. Her parents have created a monster. You are not the idiot. When she actually breaks your phone while hiding it behind things like fridges, they will pay for it as well. Doubtful. It'll be massive. She's just a kid, we shouldn't have to pay for it because it was an accident and she means well. Yeah, okay, $1,000 down the drain potentially, or pay the huge fee to rekey your car when she can't remember where she hid them exactly. Hard no, it's personal property and items. These are valuable and you don't want them played with. Absolutely, it's all fun and games until something valuable gets damaged or lost. The just a kid excuse won't replace a broken phone or lost car keys. Dump the girlfriend. Do you really see yourself being a part of this family in the long term? They sound wacky as heck. As a tween, this is not just doing kid stuff, kind of psychotic behavior. It's disturbing that none of them view this as a problem, and think it's okay for her to mistreat people. This isn't just you coming from a strict family. It would help to talk with your girlfriend about whether your values align. This may seem like a small thing right now, but I see this type of thing causing conflict down the line if you don't get on the same page. My ex cheated on me with this guy. I'm gonna call him Mike. It was an intimate affair between the two of them and it went on for months. Eventually I caught him in our apartment. My girlfriend confessed to everything, so I broke up with her. For your information, Mike was fully aware my girlfriend was with me, so it's not like he's innocent in all this. This was like 2 years ago. I've met my new girlfriend, so let's call her Kelly. Kelly's been great and we've been together for about 6 months. Now Kelly took me to a company party her work hosted. and she introduced me to her co-workers, and one of them was Mike. It was awkward for both of us, but neither said anything. When we returned to her place, I asked her about her history with Mike. She was weirded out, but she confessed that she and Mike had been friends with benefits for a while. By the way, she did know about how my last relationship ended, but I never told her who the guy was. I told her that Mike was the dude my ex-girlfriend slept with, and my girlfriend was shocked. She told me she and Mike are nothing now and would never do that to me. I don't know. I want to trust my new girlfriend, but the fact is that she slept with him several times and they worked together. I just don't know. Am I the idiot for breaking up with my new girlfriend because she was friends with benefits with the guy my ex cheated on me with? Sounds like you got the ick. No cure for that. No idiots here, just life. It happens. Apparently Mike is the town bicycle too. However, if your social circle is such a small pond that this happens, you might want to consider moving. Small town, I suppose. I mean, how does this crap happen? Or original poster. I live in a city of millions and never run into people I know unless if I go to logical places where I will cross paths, coffee shops where they always go to, workplace, etc. I never stumble on people I know unless it's more or less expected. Small towns are a whole different world. Original poster. From now on, ask anyone you date if they slept with Mike. I don't think that, given the situation, you would be an idiot for not wanting to be with this girl. If I were in your shoes, I couldn't do it either. What matters is that you realize your current girlfriend has no blame for this. It's just an unfortunate circumstance.